Hello, I hope you're in fine voice. Now, imagine being paid to read a children's audiobook. What about a crime thriller or sci-fi, fantasy, romance? Well, in audiobook narration, it is possible. There is a great site which is run by Audible, part of Amazon, and it's called ACX. And for beginners and even those established, I think it is the place to find audiobook narration work, completely free to join. But there are one or two caveats, I think, if you are joining and if you're starting to do audiobook narration. One is that bear in mind there are two ways of being paid. That's you being paid. And one of them is a flat fee where you get a set fee for reading the book, £1,000, £500, whatever it happens to be. But that's quite rare, particularly for beginners. It's more likely you're on a royalty share, which is 50-50 with the author. So it's a great split, and you get those royalties for 7 years. But the big issue is, of course, the book has to sell. And if it doesn't sell, you're not going to get any money. Or if it only sells a few copies, you're only going to end up with a few pennies. So one of the ways is to kind of double check the book itself. Have a look on Amazon, open up the book, and you can look at the first few pages and just go through them and see if it looks like a decent read, you fancy doing it, and then check out the reviews. If it's got some good reviews, 4 stars and things like that, then the chances are it might sell quite well, and you should be onto a winner. And also check out if that author has done previous books as well, if they have, and contact them. If they contact you and they say, I'd like you to read the book, say, well, have you done any before? What do you think it might sell? I know you can't be definitive on that number, but at least give me a bit of an idea. And I would also, very important this, I would also ask the author what they're going to do in terms of promotion. So some authors are very proactive. So they might, for example, be going to the Hay on Wye Festival here in the UK or other literary festivals, or they should be plugging it on social media, doing podcasts, maybe doing radio interviews, perhaps even TV interviews to plug that book. Don't go for a vanity project. And I don't mean your vanity, I mean the author's vanity. If all they're doing is a vanity project whereby they're making sure that Auntie Mabel gets a copy at Christmas and that's it, well, the chances are they're not going to plug that book. And you need someone who is going to plug it. And you plug it too. Just share it on social media, talk about it. If you do a blog, obviously blog about it and so on. But particularly, I think the author needs to do that. And in a way, you and the author need to work on that book together. Remember, this is the audiobook version, not the written version, which would have preceded usually the audio version. But you want that book to sell because you want to earn those royalties. That's fair, isn't it? That's what you want to do. That's what you're in it for. And also remember, there's a fair amount of time to actually produce the book. So if you had a big novel, say of 100,000 words, you're talking about 10 hours of listening time, completed, finished hours, but it's going to take you probably about 50 or even 60 hours to produce that. Now, not every book is 100,000 words long. It's not going to be 10 hours long or 50, 60 hours production time. You do get books which are much shorter, of course. And maybe when you're starting out, begin with a short book. But just bear those pointers in mind. But audiobook narration, great to get into if that's the kind of thing you want to do. It's not for everyone, but if it sort of attracts you, then give it a go and see how you get on. All right, good luck with that. Thanks very much for watching today. Look after your voice. See you next time.